The first one says, and it's hard to peel out. Hi, my name is Francis. We're starting a new show, and it's all about what people usually search in Google or in other search engines. With me today, we have two guests. They're gonna be with me for the next few episodes. And I'd like you to meet my very special guest, starting with none other than KS.
Hi. Hi, my name is KS or Kachina Salvador. I handle production and design for Tent House Garments. Tent House Garments is a garment manufacturing company, and we've been in the business for 30 years.
It's a family business,
It's a family
right?
business.
All right. And so, after graduation, you started your work in
Yes.
that company. All right. We'll talk more about that later.
right.
My other guest, a very special guest, is none other than Garrett. Garrett, can you introduce yourself?
Okay, hi guys, Happy New Year. My name is Garrett Maralit. I'm an engineer turned financial advisor, and I also co-founded The Bright Millennial. So The Bright Millennial is a financial literacy page that I and my fiance created, I think 2 years ago, which aims to actually educate people, especially the young professionals, on how they will manage their finances. So basically, I help young professionals manage their finances and maximize it for them to accomplish kung ano man yung life goals nila in their life.
Wow, that's not only inspiring, but that's also exciting. You know, a lot of people really need help from other people. It's very important to be surrounded by people who can actually speak life to each and every one of us. So today, it's a good time for us to start the new year, and I hope you guys all had a great new year. And we're gonna start our topic for today with a how-to about New Year. So are you guys ready on our very first fill-in on how-to? Are you guys ready?
Ready, excited.
Yes.
All right. I
Go,
hope you
let's
guys are
go.
excited. So the first one says, and it's hard to peel out. It says, how to start the new year right at
work.
work. Yeah. How to start the new year right at work. You know, a lot of people are excited about starting work, starting the new year right. Because for us, it's a reset. For people who are in sales, for people who are in business, it's a new time, it's a fresh time, it's a fresh start. Everyone starts from zero. And one of the things that we want as people who are called to be excellent in life, we want to go ahead or get ahead. And so let's ask our guests on how they plan to start their year this 2020.
For me, I think if we want to really start the new year right at work, we have to establish first clear goals.
Oh, that's good.
We have to start with the end in mind, sabi nga nila, di ba?
Yeah.
So, you really have to know where you're going, because if you don't know where you're going, you
You'll
won't
get
actually
lost.
yes,
Right.
you'll get lost.
Yeah.
So, siguro in the start of the year, you might as well establish or determine what you really want to achieve for that year. So,
Yeah.
meron ka na ring action plans para magawa mo yun based on dun sa goals mo.
Yeah, that's good. I'm curious now, when you said, let's start with the end in mind.
Yeah.
So for you, this 2020, what's one goal that you know that you want to achieve, and how do you plan, parang reverse engineer yan,
Right,
di ba?
right, yes.
So, I'm also an engineer
Yeah.
just like you. I'm
So-
engineer of life. So, sige.
For me personally, I'm in sales. I'm trying to hit a target. I'm required to hit this amount of sales. So for me to achieve that, I think ang action plan ko would be to break it down into smaller
Alright.
goals. Kasi it's kind of overwhelming if
Yeah.
you look at it na ganun ka long term, ang laki ng target. But if you break it down, let's say per month, it's more achievable.
Okay.
And it's less scary
Yeah.
to think about it.
So you break it down by month?
Yes,
or
by month.
By month?
Yes.
Okay. So that works for you?
Yes.
That's good. So does this apply only for your career or even in other parts of your life?
I think it would apply to all other aspects. Kasi if you set goals, parang you have to set big goals, and you also have to set smaller goals. Because if you just have big goals, and then parang mas mahirap siyang ma-achieve, di ba? And if
Yeah.
you don't achieve those goals, parang you kind of feel sad.
Yeah.
You kind of feel depressed. And hindi na magiging maganda yung start ng year mo or
Oh.
parang you lose momentum
Yeah.
along the way.
You can also start at the end of it. Like you have to have a picture of how you want your year to look like at the
Yeah.
end of it. So you can set goals and hit on the goals that you are trying to do. So let's say for the company, the new year starts at the end of the previous year because you have to do, you have to take stock of what happened in the year so that you can project what you're gonna do on the
For the
next
next
year, for
year,
the
yeah.
next year. So, and also that also applies for personal goals. How you start your year is you have a purpose on how you want your year to look like, and you go and make, like what he said, like small goals, like you can hit it, and eventually at the end of the year you can really say that you did something for that year.
Grabe. That's very rich, no? That advice will actually propel us to be able to look at our year in full. It's hard to look at life on a daily basis, no? Yes, it's good that we only think about tomorrow. The Bible says, do not be anxious about the farther future, but just for today. But it's very important that we plan ahead. It's
Yeah,
very important that we look at it in a bigger or grander scheme of things. Let's now go to our second fill-in, and I think this is also related to our very first. It's a challenge for us to peel this, no? This is the first challenge to start the year, to peel the sticker. But our next fill-in says, how to get ahead and build momentum in
The
the
year.
new year. So, yeah, we talked about this a while ago.
Yeah, momentum.
So, how do you build momentum other than looking at it from a whole year perspective?
Yeah.
What's a good way to build momentum?
I think how you get ahead and build momentum is to start.
Yeah.
Yes.
To start being and doing. So whatever it is that you have set your goal, that you start. Start
Yes.
with the small things. Start with a daily grind, with
Yeah.
everything that is in front of you. You tackle it, and
Yeah.
then that will just generate momentum as you go,
Yeah.
as you start.
And for me naman, kanina we were talking about the goals, which
Yeah.
is in the future. Might as well we look back in the past. We reflect on what just happened. Maybe we could reflect or celebrate the year that has
Yeah.
passed.
Oh, that's good.
We could be thankful for all the achievements, for all the challenges, for all the opportunities we had in the past
The
year.
past, yeah.
And then maybe even for the failures, we have to be thankful also for the failures because in those failures we could actually learn a lot.
Yeah.
And we reflect on those learnings and we apply it this year for us, for
Okay.
it to propel us to
Yeah.
greater heights.
I just want to add, just what KS and Garrett said. When we build momentum and start the new year, usually it's a reset button.
Yeah.
Diba? It's a reset button as if the past is gone and finished. And that's true at a certain level. But at the same time, it's very important to look at the past. When we say we build momentum, it's very important that we allow ourselves to be reminded of what went good, and what went wrong, because that builds momentum. We don't need to repeat the same mistake over and over again. Momentum is something that would allow us to move forward faster, right? I'm actually excited now how to build momentum for this year.
I'd like to add a more practical tip is to build a vision board.
Okay.
A vision board. I create a vision board every year that parang it's just a collage of images or quotes that would motivate me each day. Pagka gising ko sa umaga, I would see yung vision board ko.
Yeah.
And then I would get reminded ano ba yung goals ko and why am I doing kung ano yung ginagawa ko. Parang kunwari kasi you lose momentum if things won't go as planned, diba?
Yes.
So if you start losing momentum, you just look at your vision board.
Yeah.
Parang you remind yourself, bakit ko pa ito ginagawa? Parang ganun.
Nice. In your vision board, do you have a picture of yourself para you can see na parang I get motivated with
Parang ano,
diba? Meron bang
walang pictures
it's mostly quotes.
quotes or kunwari I would love to travel to this place.
Oh.
Put ako ng picture.
Alright, yeah.
Or
So
I
at
would
least you know
want
the parang even though there's some hiccups,
Yes.
when you see, I want to hit this, I want to go to this place, so you have more momentum para you get
Yes.
more. Nice.
Parang to recharge lang
Yeah.
yung kunwari nawala ka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Para siyang map.
Yes.
So if you get lost, you get to
Right.
parang recenter, no? In ways, di ba? You have this button where you recenter yourself, you refocus yourself. Ikaw, KS, is there anything?
I think it's also good to celebrate the little things that you
Yeah.
achieve
Yeah.
as you go and achieve your goal. So if, let's say on a personal, if you're in a career and then you got a promotion, you got a good review or feedback from your boss, I think that's a good way to just build on that.
Yeah.
And get feedback from people so that you know where you are in the journey, where you are in your goal.
I remember reading this book entitled Start Something by Yang Remulla, and sometimes a lot of people have a vision of how to start. Alam niyo yung parang, gawin ko to.
Right.
But at the end of the day, we just need to start
Correct.
something. Sometimes we're back down with planning. Sometimes we're back down with the vision of the end in mind.
Right.
And I remember my boss used to tell me, analysis paralysis.
Yeah.
It's more of trying to plan out. But it's very important to build momentum is to just start.
Just do it. Yes.
Just do it. And this show is not sponsored by a shoe brand. So are you guys ready for the last fill-in for this episode?
Ready.
Sure.
Yan. Our last how-to to start this new year is how to survive the new year. Yeah, so for the last one, it's how to survive the new year. How do you think you can survive the new year? In life, the Bible says, even one of the promises of God is we will all go through trials and tribulations. It's really part of our lives. And so the question is, how do we survive it? Most of the time, people are back down when they planned everything, they want to go through it, they want to go through the year excellently, they're excited, but at the same time, when they go through a hiccup, some of them, they actually just get paralyzed and not move. Some of them don't want to go through it, they just wait for the next year. And so how do we all survive this new year? What do you think?
In my experience, in my journey with God, when He presents something challenging in front of me, the best way to go around it is through it. So it's better to not deny that there's an issue, there's a problem, or something is challenging. Don't deny that it's happening. Go through it. But go through it with God.
Ako naman, I keep reminding myself that God is always in control. We can only control so much in our lives. And even if you plan so much, things won't always go that way. And when we face challenges, we face obstacles, we just have to remember that things do change and things happen for a reason.
Yeah.
And most of the time, after we have faced those challenges, we come out stronger and we are actually a better version of ourselves, which is to prepare us for the next challenges or for the next level of our life.
Yeah, so it's very important that not only do we go through the new year with a plan in mind, it's very important that not only we do go through the new year with so many things set up for us, being prepared. What matters is really having that very important person to help us, and I believe that's a relationship with God.
Correct.
And so as we start the new year, it would be great for us to surrender our plans to the Lord.
Right.
When we talk about starting the new year, what is the difference of planning properly, just like what we talked a while ago about setting goals, versus the concept of New Year's resolution, di ba? Yung parang every time they feel like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna start going to the gym, which is very high during New Year's. Ito po yung highest number of enrollees as you go to the gym and start the year. Pero by Feb, wala na, no? So, how is it different as you start your year with a New Year's resolution? Is there a big difference? Is it something that you've done before?
Parang New Year's resolution, from what I see it, is more short term lang eh.
Yeah.
Parang it's a one-time thing for most people. Like what you've said, like they would want to go to the gym.
Yeah.
And then January, yan, every week or every other day nandyan sa gym. Pero pagdating nga ng Feb, wala na siya. So yun yung thing natin for about New Year's resolution. Ano siya, parang hype lang siya.
Yeah.
New Year's hype lang
Yeah.
siya. Unless in compared to dun sa goals natin,
Yeah, when you plan
dapat
it out.
meron tayong checkpoints
Yeah.
Right.
na
That's good.
for kunwari, every month. That depends on your goals kung
Yeah.
paano mo siya pinlan out. Merong follow through.
Yeah. So I think it's more of no, it's not bad to start something for the new year, like going to the gym, but it's more on planning it out. Minsan kasi it's just the emotional high. Alam niyo ba yan, yung, I
Yeah.
want to do it.
The diet na ako.
Yeah, magda-diet na ako, but unless you have really a plan to do it, parang it's gonna be hard to sustain. Kaya
Yes.
it just becomes a resolution just like others na doesn't happen
Yes.
in long term. You know, the beauty about what we're doing here is not only do we learn from Garrett and KS, we actually can learn from you. So if you have your comments, if you have your versions on how to start the new year, right? Write your comments, shoot us a message on how you think you can start your new year so that we can also hear from you and people could be able to learn from your comments. And so we really hope that you write your versions on how to start this new year, right? So there you have it. We're done with our first episode, and I hope you guys got a lot from this. And don't forget to subscribe, like this channel. Once again, this is Francis with my guests, Garrett and KS. And so we'll see you in our next episode. I hope you guys have a great day and Happy New Year.